back and forth with images of the crew. Okay.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today I have my March and April wrap up. I read 3 books. I read 3 books in March, 10 books in April. I decided the way I'm gonna do wrap ups is I'm gonna do them like in quarters. No, quarters is 4, in doubles. So how my last video I did January, February, and this video is going to be March, April. Next video May, June. You understand. I think it's because sometimes I'll have a really good month and then I'll have an off month, as you can see with my March. Let's start with the little books I read in March. So the first book I read in March was Resigned by Lauren Asher, and I love this book so much. I'm sorry y'all, but I know some of the girlies don't like Lauren Asher and some of them do. I'm one of the girlies that does like Lauren Asher. She just does it for me every single time. I don't think I've rated any of her books below a 4 stars, or below a 3 stars actually. I gave this book a 4 stars. It was good. It was good. It was good. This book follows Dahlia and Julian. Dahlia and Julian, they are rivals. They have been rivals for so long, since they were like, I guess like honestly children. I don't want to say they're not like real enemies, but they're not really like real enemies because their moms are literally best friends. So I feel like it doesn't really count. It's like fake enemies because like we're enemies, but we do spend Christmas together, you know. So so they go to college in Stanford. It's not everything I'm telling you has taken place. I look crazy, but everything that I'm telling you is taking place before the book started. But anyways, they went to college in Stanford together. Something happens to them while they're at Stanford, and then after that something happens at Stanford. Dahlia decides she's gonna date his roommate. I don't really even remember what the roommate's name is. Her and the roommate, they end up getting engaged, and they have this really popular design show. And we start the book and Dahlia is not engaged anymore, and she possibly might be jobless because she's not engaged anymore and the job had to deal with her fiance. I don't know. Anyways, I love this book so much. I already said that earlier, but the things that Julian did for her, it was cute. I'm sorry, I'm a really simple girl. I liked it. The next book I read was Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. This book is so thick. Oh my god. Guys, I'm kind of over the whole Throne of Glass universe. I don't think I care enough to finish The Crescent City. I think I'm done with Sarah J Maas. I do think I have a care in me to read if another ACOTAR book comes out, but I don't think I'm gonna read Crescent City. Maybe I will if I start to get bored, but like those books seem really thick. I am finishing Throne of Glass though. I am gonna finish Throne of Glass, but after that Sarah J Maas, I have one left care, and that is for if you have an ACOTAR book coming out. And it depends on who it's about, because if it's back in Farrah's point of view, I'm not touching it. Anyways, I can't really explain what happens in Queen of Shadows because it's like you have to read the first 4 books in the series. But anyways, just know fights happen, things happen. I like this book. I gave it 4 stars. It was fine, guys. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. Just like all Sarah J Maas books. I don't know. There's not a single bad Sarah J Maas book. I wasn't bored with Queen of Shadows because I finished it in like 2 days, but I just do know that I was waiting for it to be over. The last book I read in March was Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. Is that her name? Yeah. I didn't have this book. I'm sorry. Too much was happening in this book. I literally could not handle it. Too much was happening. If you can see on the side, my mom read this book, and she also said, yeah, you probably would not have liked this book. Too much was happening. Butcher and Blackbird follows 2 serial killers. They meet up once every year and they play a game where they kill people. Those are the books I read in March. Why did I not read that many books in March? I actually do not know. I feel like I started many books in March, but I did not finish many books in March. But anyways, okay. So now we're on to April, and April was such a good month. I read 10 books, 9 kind of. I read a lot of books. And April was a really good month for me. I started the first day in April out on a bang. Beach Read by Emily Henry. I understand what you guys mean when you guys are like, Emily Henry's that girl, Emily Henry's that girl. I understand, because when I first finished this book, I was like, it was fine, and then I kept thinking about it and I was like, oh my god, I really like this book. I still didn't rate it 5 stars because I feel like when you get a 5 star, you know it's a 5 star. We already established in my last video, I am putting this directly on my face. I don't want any of the comments. I don't want any of the hoopla. I loved Beach Read so much. I thought it was cute. I gave it a 4.5. If I didn't already say that, I think I did. But basically, this book is about August and January. Gus and January. They knew each other in university. They were in the same like writer's workshop. And yeah, so they're both authors, and Gus writes sad boy fiction. He writes books like The Stranger. He probably thinks he's cool for liking The Road, you know. He's one of those guys. I can tell that he definitely thinks he's better than people because he writes and reads sad boy fiction. But anyways, and January, also I like January. January is so cute. Also the name January, I know like I'm like a big, like I make fun of people's names on here. January actually is a really cute name. Anyways, January, she writes like little cutesy like little romance books, and January, she's like finding out stuff about her dad after he passed away, and she's like kind of like after she found out some stuff about her dad, she's kind of like in like a slump, a writing slump. she's writer's block. She's writer's block. And so she can't like fully write, and she's got to write because she's got a contract. And so she has to write, and so they decide they both are going to write in each other's respective genre. Like January writes sad boy fiction, and he's gonna write romance, and that is where I'm gonna leave you. It was a cute book. It was really cute. It was really cute. Next book I read in April was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I don't know much about Cassandra Clare. I do know that Cassandra Clare, she might have a thing for incest, because I'm pretty sure too many of her books follow incest, but I do know that I kind of am a Cassandra Clare shooter. I will fight you over this. I will fight you over the fact that Mortal Instruments is a really fun series. Like, I'm sorry, we are gonna fight. This series is so interesting. I'm sorry. Miss Clare knows about fun. What do you know about fun? Nothing, exactly. I give this book a 3.5. It's still like very like 2013. But I still like it. Anyways, I do really thoroughly like Cassandra Clare's writing, and I do think that she is a fun little writer. The next book I read in April was Picking Daisies on Sundays by Liana Kanani. I don't know how to say the name. I'm really bad at names. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, kind of. Let me explain a little bit. So basically what this book is about is Danielle and Levi. They're best friends. They were best friends like in high school. They both bonded over the fact that their dads were dead. Something happens on prom night, and then they stop talking forever. They don't talk to each other at graduation, which for some reason is the day after prom. They don't speak to each other up until 4 years later when they're both about to graduate from university, and they're in New York, they're in a bar, and they see each other, and then Levi's like, help me get this job by pretending that you're my girlfriend so my boss sees that I'm committed, but also I'm a liar. I don't know. Levi is like, please fake date me so my boss can see that I'm committed, therefore I deserve this job. I don't understand. But anyways, they fake date for a job opportunity. So it's like fake dating, but it's also childhood best friends, but it's also second chance because they had like a kind of a thing. I don't really know. It wasn't really a thing. Now I'm getting into my frustrations about this book. Daniela was so in her head like the whole time. It was actually so annoying. Like Levi would literally, he'd be like, I'm so overconsumed by you. Like I really don't understand even how to breathe when I see you. And then she'll be like, does he like me? I don't know. That was really annoying. Other than that, I really liked it kind of. I really liked the friends. The setting of the book was in New York. I don't know if I talked about that, but the setting of the book was in New York, and it really reminded me of Girls. And I know that's probably a bad thing to say because you guys don't like Lena Dunham, but I think that she's a visionary. I think that she really was right when she said she's the voice of our generation. She's not my generation. I think she's the millennial, but she was not wrong. I quote and think about Girls every single day. I'm sorry, I thoroughly enjoy that show. Not Daniela specifically. I can't pinpoint Daniela as a character in Girls because she would not be Hannah and she would not be Stosh. But I did think that Gia, was that the friend Gia, she's reminded me so much of Jessa. Not that I like Jessa. She's my fourth girl that I like. Those are my girls tier list. The next book I read, as you can see, I keep putting quotation marks and things, but I read The Retreat by Sarah Pierce, and I also DNF'd it. I got like about 100 pages in and I stopped reading. I don't know, something about it I just really didn't vibe with. It was the fact that it was too slow. We were also following a detective, and I'm so sorry, but like I wish I could care about, like, my brain can only do so much. You want me to care about the case and also what the detective's going through? I don't care. So I DNF'd it. I didn't give it a rating because I feel like I probably should not rate DNFs because it's not fair to rate a book I didn't finish reading. Yeah, and I've been trying, not that I've been trying to, but I have been trying to, I guess, DNF, like, not feel bad about DNFing books, because I think I should just stop reading if I don't feel like I'm going to enjoy what I'm going to read. Basically, what happens is someone dies on the resort, but they weren't supposed to be on the resort. Ooh, it's really actually, like, the plot, like, the premise of it is interesting, but one, we took too long to get to the premise, and two, I was just actually kind of bored. As you can see, I was kind of in a thriller mood. I kind of needed to read a thriller, and the thriller that I read was Black Widows by Kate Quinn. I haven't seen many people talk about it, but I saw it in Barnes and I just picked it up because it looked amazing. It follows a polygamous couple, family, I don't know what to call them. It follows a polygamous family, and there's 3 wives and there's 1 husband, and the husband ends up dead. And it can only be someone that was on the ranch, because since they live in Utah and they're also polygamous Mormons, they live in Utah, and polygamy is like very illegal in Utah, so they have to like live like very far in the middle of nowhere on a ranch. So really they're like, it could be no one but any of the girls. I really enjoyed this book so much. Like, it was so interesting. Each of like the wives like has like very distinct personalities. It was like really interesting. I really hope that you read it for my recommendation. It's kind of a chunky book. It doesn't drag on, even though it's like 400 pages. It doesn't really drag on because like you get like I actually like, you get so like invested into like the girls to where you're like trying to figure out like, yeah, that's why I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars if I didn't say. Okay, the next book I read was A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn, and this book was fine. I literally do not remember anything about this book when I was writing my thoughts about it. I know I wrote my thoughts like a couple of days after, and I literally said what happened in this book. I don't know. Anyways, that book follows Lottie and Huxley. Weird name, I'm sorry. Both weird names, I'm sorry. Stop trying to be different. I know, I literally just said, I know I bully names on here, but like I really do. Stop trying to be different. Lottie was fired from her job. That'll come back eventually. And Huxley is a liar with a capital L. He wants this guy to invest in his company, and he sees that his fiance is pregnant, so he goes, oh my god, I have a fiance that's pregnant too. That man doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't even have a significant other. So yeah, somehow Lottie agrees to pretend to be pregnant and his fiance. Well, it's probably because she's unemployed. Okay, it's not too thick, but I do think that the relationship happened like way too fast. Like I feel like we were kissing like we were kissing here. Slow down, because Huxley's like kind of a jerk. He was kind of rude. But yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, the next book I read was, get ready for this because this has a long convoluted plot, so please get ready for this. You the View by Jessica Joyce. I loved that book. I thought it was really cute. I gave it 4 stars. A lot lately I've been like, I've given it 4 stars, and I'm like, but here's what I hated about it. But I did give it 4 stars. I really liked the setting of it. I'll explain the book. Noelle was really close to her grandmother, and they told each other like everything. And so when her grandmother dies, she's going through her stuff, and she sees that her grandma had like a lover before her granddad, and her grandmother was like always like, I love your grandpa, he's the only man for me. But she finds out that she had a lover before him that she'd never talked about. So she goes on TikTok to try to figure out like who this person is, and someone comments and they're like, oh my god, that's my grandpa. And the person that comments is her high school rival. So it's getting like really close to the guy that her grandmother used to date, and he tells her that they were supposed to go on a trip, like, and then sad events happened and they ended up not being able to go on the trip. And so the trip is like still like mapped out and everything, so they decide that they're gonna go on the trip. But since the guy's old, the guy, like the high school rival, he's still like, oh my, he's like, I gotta come with you guys. You're not just gonna be with my grandpa alone. Not that she's gonna like murder him, but like just like no one's gonna put the responsibilities of his grandpa on you. The setting's really cute. It's very road trippy. It's cute. Yeah, I give it 4 stars. Because okay, I will say, well, I did like the setting and I liked the relationship between Noelle and her grandmother's ex-lover. I did feel like the relationship between Noelle and whatever the main love interest man's name is, I feel like the relationship turned like too physical, like way too fast, and that just wasn't for me. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so that was it. Well, that's not it, but like that's how I felt about that book. 4 stars. Okay, next book I read. Please be proud of me. Please, I'm begging you to be proud of me. I read my tandem read. Now, I will say, this took me so long to read. It took me like, I think maybe over 2 weeks to read, but I got her done. I can't really talk about it because like I said in Queen of Shadows, it's so far into a series, but I can say a couple things. Tower of Dawn, the beginning was so boring because first of all, we're following Kale. And not that I don't like Kale, because at first I was a Kale defender. I don't hate Kale, but I just can't say he's really boring. But the middle of the book, it turned fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. If I'm rating them separately, I would probably give Tower of Dawn 3.5 and Empire Storms a 4 stars. But since I'm rating them together as the tandem read, I'm rating it 4 stars. I think my last 5 stars is reserved for Kingdom of Ash, because it's gonna be my last Harry Mass book. Like I said, I'm serious. There's someone mowing. There's someone doing something. There's someone doing lawn work outside, and it's really annoying. Even though the events that are happening outside are thoroughly upsetting me, I can talk about a book that I thoroughly liked, which was Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmas. I love this book so much. I give it a 4.5. I loved it so much. Elizabeth Zott, she is that woman. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to call her girl boss because I'm calling her girl boss as a joke, but like she was so like girl boss like before her time, because like this book is set like in the 50s, 60s. I wish she was real. Like I wish she was someone that like I could keep learning about. Like I felt like she was real. Like reading this, I felt like I was reading like a biopic. Oh my god, my battery's flashing. I wish I knew her, you know? Anyways, this book follows Elizabeth Zott, and after she was fired from her job as a chemist, she becomes a cook show host. And that's like the smallest of the plot I could really give you. While I was reading, I'm really happy I got to put a face to it, because while I was reading, I was like, wow, I do see her as Brie Larson. So yeah, I did my lip off camera because I don't want my camera to die, but all I did was put on dear lip oil. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I really hope that you stick around yeah, it'd be really nice if you did. Also, please watch my May TBR video. It's a card game I created myself and it's already up, so please go watch that. And I really hope that you stick around to watch, I don't know, videos after this. That's it. Okay, bye. Bye.